Hey there, it's McKay Saylor of Century 21 Redwood Realty, the McKay Group. Today we're going to check out Ashburn Village. Take a look on your right, the bus and that van, see where they're coming from? So that's where one of the schools that Ashburn Village feeds into. That's one of the elementary schools. That one is 𝒓𝒏 Elementary. It's got 870 students. It was built in 2015, so it's the newest of the 3 elementary schools that Ashburn Village feeds into. Looking on your right, that's a little shopping center. It's got an IHOP and some restaurants, a gas station. It also has a drive-through Starbucks, super important information. Unlike Lansdowne and Brambleton, Ashburn Village does not have a town center. It just has a couple of shopping centers. So your basic stuff, grocery stores, you got your nail place, your pizza place, and that sort of thing. Making a right on Fulton Ham. Ashburn Village is split in half by Ashburn Village Boulevard, and then off of Ashburn Village Boulevard to the east and to the west are sort of horseshoes with cul-de-sacs. So it's a nice neighborhood in that respect, that everything's sort of tucked away from the main road and you don't have a lot of through traffic. These houses here on your left and right, these are going for mid-600s, maybe upper 600s, something along those lines. 4 to 6 bedrooms, 2 to 4 bathrooms, anywhere from 2,500 square feet up to the mid-3,000 square feet. So nice single-family homes, nice size. Acreage, they're probably about a quarter acre, maybe a third of an acre here and there. Coming up here after these landscapers and the school bus is dropping off, oh yeah, Ashburn Village is full of kids, tons of kids, and you missed the whole crowd getting off the bus, but believe me, they were there. We're making a right on Quail Hollow. So Quail Hollow is actually not a part of Ashburn Village. This is part of a neighborhood called Cameron Chase. This is just one street, but it's worth checking out since we're here anyway. Straight in front of you, that tree line. So right behind that tree line is the rest of Cameron Chase. It's a smaller neighborhood. There's no community center. They don't have a neighborhood pool. So you'll find in Cameron Chase that a lot of the homes have personal pools. They're a larger home than Ashburn Village. The price point is in the high 800s. These homes are 5 to 6 bedroom, 4 to 5 bathroom, 3,800 square feet plus, and they sit on a half an acre at least. So in Ashburn, it's hard to find a lot that's that big, which makes Cameron Chase unique and pretty valuable, especially since we're not building single families in Ashburn anymore. They're only building townhouses, and they're only building townhouses that are live-work. So that means they have commercial space on the ground floor and then townhouses or condos above them. So finding a single family home like this with half an acre in that size is unique in Ashburn. Let's head back out to Fulton Ham and continuing to check out Ashburn Village. So back onto Fulton Ham. Ashburn Village opened in 1988, so some of the homes were built in the late 80s and the early 90s. Fulton Ham is one of those areas that was built in the early 90s. Total in Ashburn, there's 5,500 residential units. They have trails, baseball fields, soccer fields. There are 8 lakes. There are none on this side of Ashburn Village Boulevard, which we're looking at right now. Straight ahead, there's townhouses over there, and there's actually a large grouping of townhouses there. The price varies from the low 400s to the high 400s. They were built throughout the 90s, so 94 all the way up to 2000. The reason the price varies so much is because some of those townhouses don't have garages, and we'll take a closer look at some of the townhouses in a minute, but that's why the price varies so much. And to your left, you can see Ashburn Lake. It's one of the larger lakes in Ashburn Village. Let's take a look at this grouping of townhouses on the right. You'll notice that again, we're going to go around another horseshoe. I'm not going to take you the entire way around, but trust me, it does. Tucked back in here is another lake, Tippecanoe. These townhouses are a little bit smaller than the last bank of townhouses that we saw across Ashburn Village Boulevard. The price range here is in the low 400s, maybe to 450. These are anywhere between 1,500 to 1,800 square feet. Some have garages, one-car garage. Some of them do not have garages, and that's why the price point is a little bit less than the other section that we looked at. We're going to skip a lot of this section of the neighborhood and head straight towards Ashburn Boulevard, which you'll see in a second. Across the street is Dominion Elementary, or Dominion Trail, excuse me, Elementary School. It's got 700 students, 20-to-1 student to teacher ratio, was built in 1997. We're heading right now over the W&OD Trail. It's the Washington and Old Dominion Trail. Oh, look to the right, there's Farmwell Station Middle School. We'll talk about that in a minute. The W&OD, and that is such a tongue twister. Believe me, you're going to mess up every time you say it, and people always look at you cross-eyed when you say that. But anyway, it's an old railroad track, and they have paved over it. It is a trail that runs from DC all the way out west of Leesburg. It's great for biking, for walks, lots of runners go on it. It's fantastic, and it runs right through Ashburn Village. Let's talk about Farmwell Station Middle School. We passed it. You didn't really get to see it all that well, but it's there, and it's a really nice building. It was built in 1995. It's ranked really highly as far as middle school in this area, and it feeds all of Ashburn Village. 1,000 students there, 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. It's a great school, and that is where Dominion and Discovery, all the elementary school students from there, they go to Farmwell Station. On your left, we passed another shopping center. There was a giant grocery store in there. There's a McDonald's. There's 𝒔𝒉𝒃𝒖𝒓𝒏, which has the best Asian chicken salad there is, and their chicken fingers are awesome too. But we passed 𝒔𝒉𝒃𝒖𝒓𝒏. There's another lake. It's the Pavilion Lake on your left. But right now we're going to check out some townhouses, another grouping of townhouses that is also different from the last two that we've seen. So these are in the mid-threes. That's because they're smaller. They're anywhere from 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms. They've got 1,300 to 2,000-ish, really not over 2,000 square feet. They were built in the late 90s. And notice that there's a big difference in the feel of this townhouse area as opposed to the others. We're not going to take a look the entire way around, but again, this is a loop, it's a horseshoe, and these are the only type of houses that sit back in this area. Making another right onto Ashburn Village Boulevard. Again, the Ashburn Village Boulevard runs roughly north-south, and we are just exploring the east side of that. And up ahead on the left, you'll see the 3rd elementary school. It's Ashburn Elementary, also built in the 90s. Ashburn Elementary has 600 students with a 16-to-1 ratio. We are almost to the end of Ashburn Village Boulevard, and you'll notice at the end that there's going to be a large shopping center on your right. Again, that has a grocery store, Harris Teeter. It's got, you know, the sushi place. It actually has the home goods in there, and they're building a Lidl, which is a fabulous grocery store. If you haven't been there, you need to go check it out. It's like Aldi, but better. Just ahead of this stoplight is Route 7. That ramp that you see, that's going to take you onto Route 7. And actually, right across, if you continue to drive, you would almost run straight into Lansdowne. If you remember that from last week, to the right, that's the shopping center I just referenced. Heading south on Ashburn Village Boulevard. I am getting sick of saying that long name. We're going to see the first of 3 pools on the right. It's the Woods. It's a recreational pool. Kids can walk to it. There's tennis courts. There's basketball courts. It's super cute. We're going to pull in the parking lot and then swing right back around and get back on the road. Everything's closed up now because obviously the leaves are not on the trees anymore, so nobody's swimming. But you saw the community center there. There are tennis courts up on the right of the community center, and you can see the umbrellas are closed now, but that is the swimming pool right there. It's flanked by townhouses and also single-family houses. And remember, there are a lot of trails through Ashburn Village as well. So if you like to walk or prefer to ride your bike, you can do that and get to each one of the pools through paths that wind through the entire neighborhood. Taking a right and turning south on Ashburn Village Boulevard one more time, you're going to see Ashburn Elementary on our right. You're going to get a much better look at it than we did on the way out of the neighborhood. Just came together like 2 feet hanging in the water. A few trees stood a little taller. New breeze feels so good. Yep, there it is. See, it's on the right. Soccer fields back there. And coming up on our right, you're going to see another lake. Remember, there are 8 of them, and where that fountain is, that's the pavilion. It's one of the amenities that makes the village so popular. Let's turn into the parking lot and take a closer look. The pavilion has pools, indoor pool, outdoor pool, tennis, racquetball, a fitness center. It's got a year-round swim team called the 𝒔𝒉𝒃𝒖𝒓𝒏 that are really popular. It's really hard to get into unless you're actually in the neighborhood. And all of those amenities are included in the HOA. The Ashburn Village HOA also puts on a lot of great events. They do fireworks on Lake Ashburn in July. They do some fun runs, some 5Ks, 10Ks. They do a Halloween spectacular, a Santa parade. They have all sorts of things. Oh, the community yard sale, the summer movies, where you can lay your picnic blanket out and watch a movie at night. So lots of fun stuff goes on in this neighborhood, and all of the residents, they come out for it. They're always busy and tons of fun. Turning right here on to Gloucester, and Gloucester is spelled 𝒔𝒐𝒕𝒔, but it is pronounced Gloucester. You're welcome. You won't have any confusion about that when you move in. But we're going this way so that you can see the Mills pool. This one has lots of kids stuff, the splash zone, and more soccer fields, playgrounds. On the right is that shopping center that I mentioned earlier. The gray building on the left, right in front of you, that's the community center for the pool. You actually can't really see the pool very well. Oh, see that umbrella? It's not open, it's closed for the winter. Back to the boulevard, right in front of you, that's Farmwell Station Middle School. More townhouses to the left of that. We're going to go right back over the W and OD, the Washington and Old Dominion Trail. That's the one that's paved. It leads from DC all the way out west of Leesburg. And here's Dominion Trail Elementary on your right. You've already seen this one. We're going to loop around one of these horseshoes on this side of the boulevard. And actually on this side of the boulevard, you'll find some homes that are just 2-story homes. So just the single story and then a basement, which is hard to find in Ashburn. Breeze feels so good. Can't help but remind me that it was a good day. Not much to do but just stay around. Yeah, it was a good day. So Ashburn Village Boulevard, you'll notice, really does cut right through the neighborhood. So you have the east side and the west side. We've made a full circle, so that's Ashburn Lake there on your right. That's where the 4th of July fireworks happen. And we're circling around here so that you can see the third of the 3 pools. And this one is the Lakes pool. It's Olympic size, it's lighted. It does have a baby pool. It's got a diving board. It's also where the neighborhood yard sale is in the summer. People do fish and canoe in the lakes, pretty much all of them. You'll see people often on these days staying there with fishing poles. Kids that live in the townhouses to the left here will go over there and play and get out their canoes and their kayaks and just paddle around the lake. No surprise the pool is closed right now, but just like the other 2, you can just get a general idea of the size, and notice that this one is a lot larger than the other 2. As we circle around Cheltenham, notice that the homes do look newer than Fultonham and the other areas that we've driven, and that's because they are a little bit newer. They were built more in the late 90s, up to 2000, and they're slightly larger. There are some of them that have the 3-car garage, and their price point is a little bit higher as well. You're looking into the 700s here, square footage, at least 2,800 square feet and larger. The lots are just about a 1/4 acre. They can get up to 1/3 of an acre. They're not huge. We're not finding the 1-acre lots here, but definitely a newer section of the village, and slightly larger homes and higher price point. We are almost done with that part of the village, and actually almost done with our tour. So before we're finished, shameless plug here. See that house on the left with the dumpster? Guess who just sold that house? I did. And see the gorgeous red brick one right there on the corner? Gosh, what a beautiful house. Guess who sold that one in the spring? Yep, that was me. You got it. So if you're thinking of selling or buying, I'm always here. Beyond that, if you're remodeling, reach out. If you need an opinion on what to do with that kitchen remodel or the bathroom remodel, if you're going to invest a boatload of money, you might as well make a good decision. So be proactive, reach out. I'm happy to give you my opinion. I'm out in the market every single day, seeing houses, talking to buyers, talking to sellers, working with contractors. It's the most valuable asset that you own. It's one of the biggest financial decisions that you're going to make. So don't do it alone. Feel free to reach out, and I'm always happy to help. I'll let you enjoy the rest of this ride.